You're saying you said you admit you were cheating because he was cheating too?
Yeah, I mean I was cheating. I cheated.
He wasn't scared to go in there and jerk my clothes off and say, I want you like this. I want somebody to take control over me like that. I want that in my sex life, and I should be able to experience that with my husband, but we don't. He never wanted to change.
When you see a man and woman in paternity court, you are almost sure that the man doubts the paternity of the lady's child, and both parties want results. However, the revelations at the beginning of this case seem pretty disturbing.
Ms. Chappelle, you're a married woman who admits to having an affair, and now you say you have questions regarding your 5-month-old daughter's paternity.
Yes, Your Honor.
Standing next to you is your father, Mr. Wells, and he doesn't want you to get the results today.
When a man does not want his daughters to get the results of his child's paternity tests, he must have some valid reasons. Do you think this man's explanation is plausible?
He claims when you were a young girl, you learned that he was not your biological father, and that news had a devastating impact on your family.
Mr. Chappell, the lady's husband, revealed that he was elated when she told him about the pregnancy. However, it turned to pain when she informed him that he might not be the father.
Yes, Your Honor.
You admit you'll be heartbroken if today's test results prove your wife's lover is in fact the child's biological father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Wells seems adamant about his daughter getting the results in court today, and Judge Lake had to bring it up again.
Well, ma'am, I met her mother when she was pregnant, about 3 months, and it just come to the point that, you know, we made an agreement one time just to walk away from it. And it's the point that the granddaughter, I don't want to see her go down that road. Some things are better left unsaid, ma'am.
Mr. Chappell states that he wants to get the results today, so he won't get hurt by finding out after 10 or 20 years. At this point, the judge wanted to be sure if Ms. Chappell was ready to go on with the test, despite her father's advice.
No offense to him, it hurt me when I grew up not knowing who my dad was. And finding out when I was younger like that, it really tore me apart. My daughter doesn't deserve that.
Now that the parties have known their intentions, Judge Lake asked Ms. Chappell's father to have a seat while she continued with the case. Firstly, the judge wants to understand how the relationship started between the couple.
Well, we met at a high school football game, and it was love at first sight. We got engaged 4 months later. We got married on Valentine's Day. We had a son together, probably about a year later. I started getting bored with our sex life. I kept telling him and telling him and telling him. I said I wanted to change it.
No, it takes two people.
Well, if I tell you that we needed to change it, we needed to change it because I wasn't happy sexually.
For Ms. Chappell, the lack of communication and bedroom inadequacies was fundamental, but Mr. Chappell seemed to have an excuse for what happened.
I'm working 40 hours a week. I'm trying to provide for you and my son.
Try something new. I'd be like, well, let's go get some handcuffs. Let's try something new. Let's change position.
It's not all about that.
He never wanted to do that.
No, it's not all about that. I'm working every day.
It's communication in a marriage. When your wife tells you she's not happy like that, you should want to listen to her.
Okay.
Because that's what made me go and do what I did.
Ms. Chappell admits to having an affair outside her marriage due to some bedroom issues she highlighted earlier, but she regrets this affair.
I dropped my son off at the babysitter's. I would tell my husband I was going somewhere else. We would meet up. We met in his driveway, a hotel. I mean, we had sex, and it was what I wanted sexually. And I was so excited because this guy gave me what I wanted. He wasn't scared to go in there and jerk my clothes off and say, I want you like this.
Now, she does not regret her daughter, but she has to be sure her daughter is not a result of that affair.
I want that in my sex life, and I should be able to experience that with my husband, but we don't. He never wanted to change nothing.
Now, the timing of the extramarital affair and the window of conception was the same, resulting in today's case. The paternity of Ms. Chappell's baby was confusing because she was having intercourse with both men around the same time.
What I want to understand is you were sleeping with both men during the window of conception. Get to that.
Well, I have the calendar to show I had sex with both of them on the same day at one.
Ms. Chappell was having intercourse with both men in so much proximity, revealing the details in court.
So this is a calendar for the month of May. In red, we have outlined the dates you were intimate with your husband. In green, we have the days you were intimate with the other potential father.
Yes.
Which is inside the window of conception, which is outlined in pink here.
Yes, Your Honor.
So all of these dates are in close proximity.
Yes, Your Honor.
It would be literally impossible to know.
I even had her 2 weeks
During the intercourse with the other man outside the marriage, Miss Chappell seemed to have all the bedroom fun she missed out on with her husband, but his actions stirred today's controversies.
The gentleman...
It was always unprotected sex. I figured he would pull out, but he never did. And I would tell him constantly, I don't want to get pregnant, I don't want to get pregnant, and he would never listen to me.
Your Honor, she had
Mr.
unprotected...
Chappell, how does it
unprotected-
feel to hear this? This is a lot of information.
It makes me
And
sick.
this is your wife?
Well, the bedroom issue is solely responsible for Miss Chappell's extramarital affair, but will today's test results save her marriage?
In the case of Chappell versus Chappell, when it comes to 5-month-old Leah Chappell, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Chappell, you are not her biological father.
Why'd you do this for?
I'm so sorry. I really am.
In this case, the lady's complaints seem genuine, but the fact that they are in paternity court shows there's more to their relationship.
Ms. Grimes, you claim that you have always believed your ex-boyfriend is the biological father of your 10-month-old son, James. He has loved your son and taken care of him, but now he is denying paternity. You are hoping today's results prove your case.
The fact that the husband doubts paternity shows that there are genuine reasons, and they are mainly dependent on the lady.
Mr. Davis, you say the plaintiff's lies not only ended your relationship, but also led you to doubt paternity. You claim that 2 other men could be the father of her child.
At this point, it was necessary to understand their relationship's nature and how long they'd been together.
I was in a relationship with him when I found out I was pregnant.
How long had you been together?
Me and Anthony had been together for about 3 months.
And about 3 months into that, you realized
I was pregnant.
Judge Lauren Lake also asked Miss Grimes to narrate what happened when she found out she was pregnant, because it seemed like Mr. Davis was happy at the time of conception.
The day I found out I was pregnant, I went to the store, bought a pregnancy test because I kept throwing up at the same time every day, and came home and it was positive. I came in there and showed him. He was happy. He was like, I'm ready.
Mr. Davis also explained what he felt when she told him about the pregnancy, and this explanation included the cause of today's case.
When she told me she was pregnant, at first I didn't know what to think, but you know what I'm saying, thinking that I might possibly have a baby, you know, it kind of made me happy, you know, that I was gonna have another baby. But then, that's when I started finding stuff out.
For Mr. Davis to doubt the paternity of Miss Grimes' baby, despite his initial zeal at the time of conception, he finds reason to question her loyalty.
Well, I found out first off that she is a real good liar. She lied all the time. She lied all the time about everything.
Specifically, what did you find?
I found her telling another man that it might have been his baby.
Mr. Davis emphasized that the continuous deceits from Miss Grimes and his discoveries made it hard for him to believe the paternity of his child without a DNA test result.
I found some text messages.
Oh,
her
you
phone.
did?
Yeah. Well, I started noticing she was a liar. It kind of made me suspicious, so I started.
What did you
going through her
notice?
phone. Well, she lied about little stuff, you know.
You little white lies, little lies.
Exactly, but do it like it ain't nothing. You know what I mean? So that kind of made me
doing
suspicious.
that.
Mr. Davis decided to look into Miss Grimes' phone because he believed he would find evidence of cheating. However, Miss Grimes said something to defend herself, which wowed everyone in court.
I looked at her phone.
And when you looked at her phone, you found a message.
I found
but you cheat
2
too.
messages from 2 different people.
Oh, 2 messages.
But he was cheating too, so we was even.
While it may surprise many, Miss Grimes already stated what happened clearly, but Judge Lake wanted her to repeat this.
Grimes, I want to understand what you're saying. You said you admit you were cheating because he was cheating too?
Yeah, I admit I was cheated. I cheated one time.
Because he was cheating.
Yeah.
The text messages Mr. Davis found on Miss Grimes' phone were enough to nail her for cheating, but she told him something to keep his mind at rest.
I got mad at first, you know. I wanted to confront her about it, and she basically just told me she was lying to them, you know. But she lied to me all the time. I couldn't really believe it.
Oh, she told you, don't worry about these messages. I'm lying to these guys.
Exactly.
Despite Ms. Grimes' claim of a potential breakup and the need for a new companion, Mr. Davis revealed that she had other motives.
Because me and Anthony was finna break up and I didn't want to be alone. I wasn't trying to be alone. I was trying to get Jelani back. We already got a kid together, so it made it easier.
It was some text messages from 2 different men. 2 of them.
So she texted 2 different men, not just one?
She was telling one that it was his baby and telling the other one she didn't know who baby it was, so I assume it could have been his too.
Miss Grimes claims she never told the other guy he was the father because she did not have intercourse with him. She informed Judge Lake that she only said to him that she didn't know who the father was, and now seemed confident that Mr. Davis was the father.
Do you have support through the pregnancy? Is Mr. Davis there?
Yeah, he was there.
He went to doctor's appointments?
Yeah, he went to a couple.
And then on the day you give birth, what happened?
He's at the hospital. He stayed the whole time I was in the hospital. He was with me. He was like, I can tell he's mine. He looked just like me and my family.
Mr. Davis states that he told Miss Grimes immediately that her baby did not look like any of his family members immediately after birth.
He did not say that, and he looks like his kids.
So the baby comes, you look at the baby and you say, he doesn't look like any of my kids.
He looked just like him. Y'all don't see the resemblance?
He don't look like me. He got blonde hair and blue eyes.
Mr. Davis refused to sign the birth certificate because he wasn't sure about the paternity of Miss Grimes' baby.
And so meanwhile, you've just had a baby, Miss Grimes.
Yes.
The father is saying now, I don't believe.
Yes.
Whatever happened to this ex?
He's still around. He's the father of my first child.
Okay.
Despite admitting to cheating on Mr. Davis, Miss Grimes claims she knows he is the father, and it could not be somebody else.
He could possibly be the father, but I know he's not. We only slept together one time. I know Anthony's the father. He looks just like him. He got his nose, his eye shape, his forehead.
Miss Grimes does not deny intercourse with another man outside a relationship, and Mr. Davis has presented evidence to show that she was also not sure about the paternity of her baby.
Says, I need you because I cheated on Anthony with you, and it's possible James is yours. I got pregnant with James around the same time we blanked.
It was possible. I didn't say he was his, though. Them weren't my words.
Miss Grimes claims Mr. Davis was cheating on her, and that's why she also decided to have intercourse with Mr. Warren, who is about to be escorted into the courtroom.
Do you believe you are James's biological father?
Well, yeah.
Why is that?
It all add up.
The timeline.
Yeah.
He don't look like you, though.
But he don't look like me, though, but I can believe, there is a question, you know what I mean? I just want to know.
At this point, Miss Grimes and Mr. Warren had to expose their bedroom situation since their baby was together.
So you all have obviously kept an ongoing sexual relationship?
Yeah, something like that. Not for real, but something like that.
You either have sex or you don't. I don't know.
We did.
We do, but we don't. We do, but we don't. Me and Jelani got a friendship. If I'm single and he's single, we mingle.
There is only one way to determine if Miss Grimes' bedroom accusations against Mr. Davis, which resulted in her extramarital intercourse, will disrupt her current relationship.
Pertaining to whether Mr. Davis or Mr. Warren is the father of 10-month-old James has been determined by this court. The biological father is Mr. Davis.